I did not know we were going in this direction. Wow. Hi guys, it's R Nights. I'm Ray. Guys, I'm back at it, going back to my classical movies, and this time I'm stepping into the 60s. I think I've done enough for now for the 50s, quite a few in our collection, but now I'm going to the 60s, and I'm going across the pond too. I'm going to check out a movie called Village of the Damned that came out in 1960. I do believe this is a British movie. I saw the thumbnail to this, and I see that has a pretty high rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So it is currently kind of late where I'm at right now. So I'm in the mood for a horror movie, and I'm by myself, so this should be interesting. Normally when I watch horror movies, I watch it with a couple people because it's a lot of fun to watch with a couple people. But I am going to check this out here. I have no idea what this is, but this is one of those movies that came up again in the comment section that I should check out. Village of the Damned. So I'm looking forward to it. It doesn't seem like it's a very long movie at all. It's like an hour and 17 minutes. So it seems like it's pretty short. But judging by the thumbnail for this movie, it looks like it's going to be a bit creepy. And it seems to be that trope, because there is a trope of horror movies involving children. So I have no idea what this is about. I'm going into this completely blind. I read nothing on it. I was thinking about reading up on it, but you know what? Let me not read it. Let me just go into this and check this out. So this is Village of the Damned, 1960. Let's check this out. You know, being a shepherd looks so relaxing. Like something I might want to do when I retire.
Could you pick up a book for me and bring it with you? It's...
What the hell? What happened to him? What happened? What the heck happened to him? He's dead too. What on earth is going on? God, what happened? The whole town got wiped out? What is going? All right. Okay. Pretty scary right off the bat. Is that blood? Ooh. What happened? I know I keep saying it, but I'm genuinely trying to find out what happened. Right off the bat. Not even 10 minutes into the movie. 11 o'clock. What an opening. George Sanders, right? That's great. What a powerful opening. It already sucks you into like what you want to know, what's happening, what's going on. That the whole village, the entire village has been wiped out. I think they're dead. I mean, unless they just passed out. I don't think they all passed out. I think they're dead. Because it is a horror movie, so why would they just be passed out, right? They should be dead. It's based off a novel, The Midwich Cuckoo. All right, well, to all my British viewers, good start. Good start, my friends. And I don't think you guys had like the Hays Code was an American thing, right? So this could end really bad because there's no Hays Code for this movie.
Our 4th Brigade are running that exercise of theirs all round it. Well, I don't suppose there is anything in it, sir, but I was wondering, as I was going down for the weekend anyway, whether I could have your permission to leave earlier than I intended.
All right, Alan.
Well, he's in for a surprise.
Funny you should ask, Major. I've just been sent to look for the bus, which hasn't turned up. We can't get through by phone either.
Give him a ride. He could offer him a ride. Did he just die? Oh, he scared me. I thought he just died.
Here's your bus, Gobby.
It's truth. Better have a look.
I was thinking that there was a perimeter that you can't get through. Oh, am I right? I am right. Jesus. Are you gonna go through? Yep. Yep. Bye. Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia. This is absolutely horrifying.
Over here, Sergeant.
How are they gonna get through this? Because I can imagine that if they fly over it, it might affect them too, right? So they are setting perimeter. Right there. Oh, I thought he died. Oh, he came back to life when he pulled him out? So it's not a gas. Drag him out. Does he come back?
Pulse is normal. Seems to be breathing normally.
Are they all alive?
What can it be? To put a man out like a light, penetrate our respirators, do all this.
Could it be like some type of magnetic force? Yeah, that's my fear right there. Exactly what I was talking about a little while ago.
Everything looks all right from here. Over.
If he goes down, that would be completely crazy.
Take it down slowly, but pull up the minute you feel anything.
Feel anything, sir?
Anything unusual?
I wouldn't even risk it. Like this is a risk. I was gonna go for a nosedive. Yeah, that's your fault. That is your fault, 100%. There was no need for that risk. You already got information. He could have went back. Don't get any closer. I'm upset, actually. But frightened at the same time.
Blimey, look!
That's so weird. What is going on? I thought they were dead. I guess they're not dead. That makes it even weirder. No, why? Let them come to you. So the only thing dead right now is the pilot.
You're late.
I couldn't get through.
Couldn't get through.
Alan, what did you mean you're all right? I mean, how did you know?
Well, it's an extraordinary thing, but we seem to have blacked out for several hours.
I know.
It
you
must
see.
have been some sort of slow
It wasn't
leak in
only
the
you
gas.
two. The whole village fell asleep.
This is making me think about that story about the dancing disease that took place in Europe, where whole villages end up dancing. A bunch of them just got contagiously dancing, and then they all died from dancing. So it's giving me that. It's making me think of that. That'd probably be scary to see a whole town just dancing maniacally and then dying.
What's happened isn't natural.
I think there's already rumors flying around.
Well, no one seems to have come to any harm.
Except for the pilot. I'm still mad about the pilot.
How long have you been here?
Ages.
Liar. Why did you kiss me like that?
She's pregnant? Is that what it is?
We have apparently succeeded in crossing a Zelepi gordonius with a Zelepi anthium. Just what the results will be, we shan't know for some time yet.
Well, congratulations.
Sit down.
No.
A drink. Well, that wouldn't be right.
I remember my wife told me she was pregnant. I lost my mind. I was so happy.
I've been too engrossed in my work. But we'll change all that.
I hope they don't die.
I'm afraid there's no doubt about it.
Do you think that I could?
Millie, I've told you there's no doubt about it.
But I've never. It's impossible. It's impossible.
What? So, the village passing out, they're waking up pregnant? All the women? At least the young women? He thinks she cheated.
I know these girls. I've watched them grow up. And when they tell me that they've no way of accounting for their condition, well, I'm compelled to believe them.
That means that every woman in this village who is capable of childbirth is going to have a baby.
What? I did not know we were going in this direction. Wow.
It's a 7-month embryo after only 5 months.
Were there sonograms in the 60s?
You're going to have a baby.
Whose baby?
She's right.
Yours?
She's right.
You must stop it. We've got to be rational about this.
How are you going to be rational about this?
Maybe it's ours, maybe it isn't. If it's ours, we shall know. If it isn't...
Gordon.
Does she want to abort the child? That'll be a hot topic for this movie for the 60s.
I'm so afraid.
But I'm sure that's what's going over people's minds. How freaky is that? You know, I'm not a woman, obviously. However, as a female, how frightening that must be that you're pregnant and you don't know how. He looks like he's gonna beat her up. Yeah, but he's probably, they haven't told him that everybody's pregnant? Don't do nothing stupid, dude. He's heartbroken. He thinks he cheated. That would drive me crazy too, how to hear that. No offense. Would you have guns hanging on a wall at a pub? Is that a thing? You ain't got knives and daggers?
I hope that none of them lives.
Wow.
We're still terribly busy, Mr. Zellaby, but Doctor said to tell you that Mrs. Zellaby's fine.
And the baby?
Perfect.
In every respect?
Oh, Gordon. Unusually heavy, though. 10 pounds, 8 ounces.
10 pounds?
Such a beautiful baby.
I still be worried. It'll be in the back of my mind bothering me. Luna's not gonna survive.
Have you noticed their nails?
Yes, they're narrower than ours, covering less of the upper surface of the digit, but as flat as normal nails.
Are there aliens or is this all paranormal?
Zellaby, you must... Oh, no, please. She won't stop. She won't stop.
Jesus. Smacked the crap out of her.
I was giving David his bottle. must have forgotten to test it. It was too hot for him. He just seemed to glare at her.
Get my bag from the car.
That's David? That was a little girl. I wonder if, look at that, he's spelling his name with no problem. Did he run any blood tests or?
This box is a product of Oriental ingenuity. There are no visible means of opening it. Now watch this. Go on, open it, David. Yes, there's something inside. It's a chocolate.
There better be a chocolate in there. Okay. Luckily.
This is fantastic.
You think so? Come with me.
Are they like a hive mind?
But you didn't even show her how to do it.
Well, that's exactly my point. I didn't have to. If you demonstrate something to one of them, they all know it.
There's a hive mind.
I want that. Keith, give it back to him at once.
What on earth? He has screwed this kid. You better give him that chocolate. I wonder what they did to that kid. Were they telepaths? Oof. That's frightening.
No, Nancy. Leave them alone.
Okay, so only 5 of them? Were there 5 or 6 of them? I thought the whole village gave birth to him.
You're anxious for us to leave, aren't you?
You have the same every week. 12 jars, 15 shillings.
You wish we wouldn't come here anymore, Mrs. Plumpton?
I never said.
It's what you're thinking. You've nothing to fear from us. Goodbye, Mrs. Plumpton. Good afternoon, Miss Ogle.
Well, at least they're polite and nice. And this is how the X-Men started. Xavier.
Darling, your finger. Let me do that.
It doesn't hurt. Please don't fuss.
It might turn septic.
Is he saying that or is his voice dubbed over?
Goodbye, Mother.
I kind of feel like his voice is dubbed over.
That Midwich is not the only colony of such children. 30 infants were born in one day. But apparently something went wrong. All the children died within 10 hours of birth.
Oh, boy.
In the communist world, there were 2 timeouts similar to the one at Midwich. One at Irkutsk, here, on the borders of Outer Mongolia. A grim affair. The men killed the children and their mothers.
Oh, boy.
Who's to say that these children are not the answer?
The answer to what?
Well, to wars, to disease, to human want and misery, to all of the problems we've been unable to cope.
He's super optimistic about this.
I'll compromise with Leighton. Let them live together under one roof in our village where they can be kept under observation. I personally will assume full responsibility. Just give me a year.
Very well. I will officially recommend your compromise. Thank you, gentlemen.
I don't know what to think of this, to be honest. Like, you know, what avenue to take?
Just how deep do you see into my mind?
Everything that's in the front of your mind.
The thought processes? Now, the question I want to ask is this. Are you aware of life on another planet? What are you going to do with that power?
Father, we know what you're trying to find out. It'd be better if you didn't ask these questions. We want to learn from you.
I wonder when he says we, if he's talking about more than just those kids. There's definitely something sinister about him. What exactly? Not sure. I'm just wondering, could there be puppets being manipulated by creatures from outer space, or?
I'm very sorry. It was all my fault.
Okay. Sorry, I laughed at that. That was kind of funny. But I get it. Now there's something sinister for sure. And they don't take apologies, do they? Yo.
Jim, why not? Look what they did to my brother.
Yeah, they know his intent. Yeah, my goodness. Are they gonna have him kill himself? That's so freaky. Oh, they're gonna have him kill himself. And he looks like he's fully aware of this. Oh my god. They were forced to watch? Oh my god. That's pretty gruesome.
What beats me is that I have failed to reach the children.
But the point is, they're shouting for action. Now, things have gone too far. The village is very near panicky.
They might just bomb the whole village.
Alan, it's for you, General Layton.
They're gonna attack the village. They're gonna come in with full force.
The Russian army group in the western Urals is equipped with a new type of gun. It can project a shell up to 60 miles, an atomic shell. And apparently they tried it out yesterday on the village of Reminsk, where their children live. And the village of Reminsk no longer exists.
They're gonna nuke the village.
An attempt to move them with soldiers proved disastrous to the troops and the adults.
Destroy them.
Well, they're meeting tonight to come to a decision. They want me in town.
Well, the question is, can they be destroyed? What do you do? I mean, what do you do?
Those that are with me, follow me!
Oh boy. A riot. A mob. They're gonna get pitchforks and axes? Is David gonna stop him by himself? Oh my god. In his brain. Oh boy. Oh my God! Look, his eyes are still
He's out of
glowing.
danger now. Go to the library. I'll join you.
His eyes are glowing. You mean his eyes? His eyes out of danger?
Troops are not the answer. Children would only make them shoot one another.
Yeah.
What is the answer then?
I don't know.
To leave him alone. At this point, to be fair, these kids haven't really started anything. It always been when they've been like in danger that they reacted. They've been reacting and not really like starting anything.
I've come to say it's time for us to go.
Go where?
Away from here before they try to destroy us. Soon we'll have reached the stage when we can form new colonies.
Oh boy.
You must help us to leave. You'll arrange a method of getting us away from here without attracting attention. You'll tell us the arrangements you've made when you come to give us our lesson on Friday.
David.
You won't be able to deceive us. You know that, don't you?
He may not have the ability to do that for you. I mean, what else can you do? You have to give in to this power because you're powerless against this. They all are, even the military.
A brick wall.
That's twice you mentioned a brick wall. And there was a crash in a brick wall. One of that was symbolism.
Remember this? You wore a dark blue dress. Your hair was longer then.
The little kid, David, cut his finger putting the belt onto those books. So physically, they're just really children. Like you could probably, they're probably vulnerable physically. This man brought a bomb. They probably know. Oh, he's blocking off the wall. Is he using the wall as a shield? Is that what it is? This doctor must have been a veteran. Is he planning on just thinking of a brick wall and that's gonna help him block out these kids' power? That seems too simple.
Good
Is he
evening,
just
children.
thinking of a brick wall the
Tonight
whole
we shall
time?
talk about atomic energy.
You were to tell us tonight what arrangements you'd made for us. Why are you nervous?
The question of atomic energy.
You're not thinking of atomic energy.
A brick wall.
A brick wall.
A brick wall. A brick wall. I must think of a brick wall. Brick wall. I must think of a brick wall. It's almost 8:30. Only a few seconds more. Brick wall.
They're breaking down that wall. They're breaking it down. Are they gonna figure it out? He took him out. I wonder why he couldn't do it. What? Did they survive? Did they survive? Wow. That. Wee. Wow. That was really good. That was freaky. That was a freaky movie. Jesus. They kind of explained in the beginning where the kids, they couldn't read his full mind. Just what his thoughts, his upfront thoughts. That's why he said brick wall and tricked them into that. Wow, this movie had this movie had a really interesting concept in terms of the sci-fi element of it. And there were so many questions that could still be answered, or questions that need to be answered. Like, how did that happen? What knocked the villagers out? How did they all get pregnant? Why do they have a hive mind? At one point, I thought when they were talking to an official there with a general, I thought that the doctor was going to say that this may be a result of Darwinism, or evolution, that these kids are evolving. Like, this is what human beings are evolving into. But they were alluding more towards the fact that these were sent here from other life. When he asked the kids if there's life somewhere else, the kid David said, "Don't ask me these questions. Don't ask these questions." But that could mean anything. That could mean yes, there is, or I don't know. Maybe the kid didn't want to say that he didn't know. So I can see, like, this theory, this concept, not theory, this concept could have taken so many shapes. Where like, it could have been paranormal, or it could have been from aliens. Again, they were leaning more towards aliens, but it could have been paranormal easily. The sense of, they were killing gruesomely, for that matter. Like the car accident, though it looked a little bit funny. That's why I had a chuckle, because I wasn't expecting it, But they were ruthless when they came to killing. They drowned some kid, and it must have been one of those kids that were bothering them. And then there is the guy who they forced him to shoot his head off. And then how these they weren't the only village that were affected by this. So I have so many questions that was not answered in this movie. When I looked up this movie, there seemed to be another movie with the same title, and I don't know if it's a remake or reboot of the same movie, or just happened to be a coincidence of a movie with the same name. But I wonder if it is a reboot, if they answer some of those questions I have. Again, and it's mostly, who are they? How did that happen? Is it alien? Is it paranormal? But it was still frightening. It also reminded me of a episode of The Twilight Zone where I think these kids have powers, and they were just wrecking havoc on the adults. They were like godlike powers, and this is pretty similar to godlike powers. We saw earlier that the kids were definitely vulnerable when the kid cut himself with the belt. So they were definitely physically vulnerable. So the explosion should have killed them, but you could have gone anywhere with that ending. Like, yeah, they died, or no, they survived. If they survived, they're in big trouble. That whole village and the earth is in trouble. So that could have been, it's up in the air on how you want to end this particular movie. But I did like this. It was, from the beginning to end, I was sucked in because I didn't know what to expect. Because this is such a different concept. As opposed to the usual aliens and monsters. There was no aliens, there was no monsters. It was these kids with psychic powers for the most part. And that itself was frightening. So I wonder it makes me wonder if this influence, is this the first time that the idea of psychic powers or telepathic powers was introduced to the sci-fi world? Like, this is the first time that happened. It happened before. I don't remember anything that might have, where it came from, any other show or movie that I've seen that has touched on this topic of psychics or telepaths. It makes me wonder if this movie influenced movies like Carrie, right? Or there's a movie from the 80s that I think had to do with psychics as well. That was kind of frightening. Can't remember the name of it. But this is pretty frightening. This is very frightening. The idea of being controlled mentally by somebody else. Even the point, like the one scene when the guy had the rifle, it looked like he was aware of what he was doing, but he had no power to stop it. And then the other people, the other adults, were frozen. And at first I thought they were being forced to watch, which is pretty dark. But no, they weren't forced to watch, but they were like paralyzed. And then they came to, and after they came to, they realized that the guy was dead, and that's what the kids killed him. But I thought it was like, it felt like the kids were forcing them to watch what was going on. And the other guy was burned alive. And again, it looked like he was aware that he was being burned alive. And David made the comment, it says, well, the reason why you can't be like us is because you have feelings. What was he saying was that? What he meant by that? What did he mean by that? In other words, that, because you care and you don't want to see other people hurt, and they were like cold about it. Wow. Anyway, this was really good. I really enjoyed this movie. It made me really, really, like, the entire time I felt freaked out. The special effects with the kids, with that freeze frame and their eyes glowing, that was quite effective. And like that image, I'm sure, freaked out a lot of people, and they probably had nightmares. I'm almost sure that blonde-haired kids were probably attacked in the 60s, thinking they were part of the Village of the Damned. I also wonder if this was influenced by the idea of the perfect race, what Hitler was trying to do. That he was trying to make the perfect race, if I understand my history correctly. And I wonder if this was taken from that idea and trying to make the perfect race, because they were born, they had perfect embryo, the most perfect embryo. They're all born about 10 pounds. Their brains were developing a lot faster than normal. So, but you could argue that this was, the doctor could have said something about this is a Darwin effect. Darwinism. I agree a bit with the doctor that he was trying to get to them he saw that this could potentially be good, as opposed to the officer who wanted to just lock them up. He just wanted to put them away, which they would have never been able to pull that off because they were just too strong for that. But it does tell you that we are afraid of things we don't understand, and in many ways, rightly so, but not to the point where we want to destroy it. I mean, I'm sure sometimes we feel that way. Well, the scientist in him wanted to examine it and try to, at some point, I guess, eventually even control it. To make the Earth better was their powers. But the kids weren't having that. The kids were like, no, that's your plan. That's not our plan. We have other plans. But they never really explained what their plans were. They wanted to build other colonies, but to what end? Were they trying to eliminate the human race? Which makes you think, again, were they seeds by aliens? But even then, how did they do it? If they were aliens, and if it was aliens, it was good that they didn't, I'm glad they didn't show any flying saucers or any aliens coming down. They kept it a mystery, which made it even scarier. It made you think. It's a very thinky movie, and the fact that they weren't holding your hands throughout this movie, it was kind of refreshing. I mentioned the Hayes Act earlier about movies ending in a good note and whatnot. I really can't tell you this movie ended in a good note. It really didn't. The doctor definitely died because it was a bomb, but the way the eyes of the kids went spread everywhere, and look at the kids survived. I'm almost sure they survived. Is there a sequel to this movie? But this is based off a book too. I saw that in the credits. This is based off a novel that I should probably get into and read to see how it ended in the book. But this was fantastic. I really enjoyed this movie. I want to thank the viewer who recommended this movie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got the movie based on two factors. First, Village of the Damned was an incredible name for a movie, and then I saw that it was highly rated on Rotten Tomatoes. So, but again, did not know what was. I went in here blindly, and I'm glad I did. But I did not expect any of this. But those kids were absolutely freaky. They were terrifying. God, this was good. Maybe I'm rambling here. I hope I'm not rambling, but I really did enjoy this movie. I did. Guys, if you know anything about this movie, this came out in the 60s. So hopefully now some of you guys probably did see this in the theater, or saw it on, I'm sure on VHS somewhere at home. When you first saw this movie, for those who've seen this movie, the first time you saw this movie, I want to know if you got freaked out. I need to know how bad was it? You know, did they give you nightmares? Because this is nightmare material. This is definitely nightmare material. More so than the Vision of Bystanders. Because, I mean, in some ways, these kids were monsters without being monsters, which makes them even scarier because of that. It had to freak people out. Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind. I definitely want to know what you felt when you first saw this movie. Let me know. Leave it in the comment section. I want to know exactly what you thought. A big thumbs up for British folks for making this movie. I think this is the first British movie that I react to that's a classic sci-fi. I think the first one, and didn't disappoint. Did not disappoint. Loved it 100%. Excellent movie, really did. I can see why it's above 90 in Rotten Tomatoes. I definitely give it a high up there in Rotten Tomatoes. I absolutely enjoyed this movie. Guys, if you like what I'm doing, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That helps us out with the algorithm. You know, I'm having a blast watching these classic movies. Really am. I mean, I'm blown away sometimes with these movies. You know, really am. Guys, we also have a merchandise store. And our merchandise store, we have some new shirt designs. You might want to check them out. You know, they underneath here somewhere in this video, you can see a link to them. I mean, just check them out. See, you know, it helps us out. It helps our channel. It helps us grow. It helps us with equipment and everything here and what we're doing. I really appreciate, you know, if you are, buy a shirt or two. See if you like it or not. Continue giving me your recommendations. I'm a step away from the 50s. I did react to the movie Dem. So while I'm filming this, I have not put it up yet, but hopefully by the time you see this, it's been up, and I hope you enjoy that. But Dem, I believe, will be the last movie from the 50s that I'm putting up for now. So I want to hit the 60s before I hit the 70s. Though I reacted to a 70s movies today that I really enjoyed, never seen. It's not sci-fi. It's not really part of the series. It's something I did aside, but you'll learn more about that later on when I do put it up. 70s is such a decade of golden movies. I love it. I love 70s. I can't wait to cover 70s. But I'm here in the 60s. I think the next movie I might be watching will be Time Traveler. Time Machine. That's the next movie I might be watching. But anyway, guys, this was Village of the Damned. Thanks for hanging out with us. Please, again, hit the like button, subscribe button. Check out some of our merch. Help us out here at Our Nights. Really would appreciate any love you can give us. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us. I am Ray. We're Our Nights. Guys, we'll see you soon. Take care.